Diys-by-dar. This is a $12 Hobby Lobby tray. I want to take it and flip it and turn it into a fantastic fall piece. Ready for Halloween, autumn, Thanksgiving. So here is the tray. It was purchased online. Like I said, it was half price at $12. And I was a little worried because it was online, number one, but it came in really good shape, nothing wrong. Metal alloy handles, those are really nice. Just the cost of getting those handles themselves is a little bit. The only thing I should have read better, it is MDF. So that means I'm going to have to come up with a way to get this sealed so water can't get in on it. I'm going to take the handles off. That will make it easier to work on. So once I get those taken off, it is going to be time to put some Boss by Dixie Belle on there. And this is clear. And I wanted the clear because I want the wood to show through on the back and also on the front. And this clear, it is a good primer for stain blocking, odor. Not that any of that is occurring on this, but I do want to kind of preserve that color on the front and all that different coloration and different design. Now, here are the stamps I'm going to use, and these are IOD or Iron Orchid Design stamps, but the two pink ones are redesigned by Prima, a dragonfly and a bee. So I have somewhat set this up on the way I'm thinking to put this together. All right, I have some Stays On ink in jet black, and I am going to finish pressing these initial forms out on the top of this tray. So I am going to take the pad and just pounce it over the top and fill it with some ink, and don't do this on your pieces. And you can see I'm going to get nervous and pull it off of there and do it on the side. Get it lined up where you want it. And you can see I have kind of like two little handles on the side. It's because I left the heavy plastic on the back. And you can do that, and I hadn't been, but I think I'm going to start doing it because it helps you even distribute the weight across the top of the stamp better. So there's my little dragonfly. It is time to paint. I have some Dixie Belle chalk paint in Florida Orange. And I'm going to get all these pumpkins painted in. And Stays On doesn't mix with your paint. It stays on. So that's why this stamping, painting, stamping really works cool. It's a lot of fun to do. And the painting with all of this and stamping took me about 6 hours to get this completed. Maybe a lot of time, but I'm a perfectionist, and those little seed tail things there, I didn't like the color, but I left them. I didn't want to put any more time in it, so I left them the way they were. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp again. This is my last stamp, my detail stamp. And you line that up and press it down. And this one I left that backing on. It's a little heavier plastic. And you can pick it up then by that sheet of plastic. And it just helps all the way around, I think. So I'm going to start doing that from now on. I'm going to go ahead and get this leaf stamped and its top put in. And you can see my leaves. I've used two colors in painting on some of this stuff. They're chalk paints. And you can mix them. They mix really easy with water. So it's kind of, I get my highlights in there a little bit. And then here are the definite lowlights. Now I have some 2X matte clear, and all that hand painting that I just did, I'm going to go ahead and the areas are going to be lightly spritzed, because you don't know how heartbreaking it is when you go to pull your brush across that and your paint all lifts. And I've tried everything to get it to seal, heat set. I even set this one out in the sun. But now I've got some Gatorhide from Dixie Belle. And my choice with using this is because it repels water. And I want this to repel water. Of course, it is going to come with instructions that do not submerge in water, and clean with a damp washcloth. And it should last forever unless it's mistreated in some way. I'm going ahead and I'm putting, I put 3 coats of this on the back. And when I got to the first coat on the front, it was going on great with this sponge, no brush marks. But when I went and looked at it, I saw it separating. It was separating off of that matte acrylic spray. I can't say that I've ever had that happen before, but I had to change direction because this clearly was not going to work. I was going to have to spray something on here, so I had to sit down for a minute and think about it. In comes the matte clear spray. Once again, let's see if I can totally wreck it with this. Let's see what happens. When I sprayed the very first coat on, it was like, oh, it looked fine. Miracle happened. So I went ahead and put 2 more coats on the top and replaced the handles. And I don't know which way would have been easier, to put them back on this way or turn it the other way and put them back on. Because I'm pretty bad at this kind of stuff anyway, because my hands are way too shaky. But we got the handles back on, and here's a close-up look on that surface. Other than what wood character type it had on the surface, it looked pretty good. I was pretty pleased with it. So this was what we started with. My $12 tray. How much money am I going to get out of it? Here it is now. I hope this has inspired you to create one of these trays for yourself. Here is a sneak peek at my piece coming up next weekend for a challenge on Sunday. I want to thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. And my piece for next weekend is an MCM piece. And it is going to be maximalized. Have a good week.